Hello, everyone. Annette Anthony here, your director with corporate engagement with EXIT Realty Corp International. So glad that you can join us for this Techinar. We're going to discuss a feature that we just launched last year. So depending on when you rewatch this, we launched this feature in the end of 2025, and it's our co-marketing flyers in the Expert Marketing Suite. Now, here to talk with us about this is our manager for franchise support, who's been with EXIT for over 20 years. Derek, we're so glad to have you today.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Now, this feature is quite special. I don't know who's more excited about this. Is it our associates, Derek, or is it you because you've had so many requests?
I'll go with the associates on this one.
Okay, absolutely. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, we ask our EXIT associates for feedback all the time. And the reason we do this is because we always want to take a look at our tools and never be satisfied. Like, we want to make sure that the tools that we're providing our agents are always on the cutting edge of what they need in the industry. So we have two ways in which our agents share their feedback. They can either email techpanel@exitrrealty.com, or they also reach out to us at techideas@exitrrealty.com, and those are really good ways for them to share their suggestion. Now, many of the suggestions have come in that talk about these co-marketing flyers for our EXIT associates. So we listen intently to our agents who have specific needs of how they want to grow their business, and this is just one of the examples. Now, let's get into really what this solves. So what it does is, it gives our agents more reach without having them to reach out to other systems, learn new tools, or outsource. And that's important because the process, how it was previously, is if agents wanted to co-market, they would have to create flyers themselves. So manual creation just takes a lot of time. And of course, visibility stopped once the listings were sold, and it was harder to collaborate with each other. Now, we understand that when you have an agent who wants to create a co-marketing flyer or help promote another listing, it's going to take time to create a new flyer, and that's just not gonna solve it for our agents. We want to make sure that our existing agents who have listings, that they're able to leverage the network within their office, other agents who are going to expand the marketing reach. Another way that this really helps our agents is it gives associates who currently don't have listings, whether they're brand new to the industry or they've sold out their inventory, it gives them content to talk about. And also, very importantly, is it protects the listing agent information. So we make sure on our co-marketing flyers that it also includes all of the detail about the listing agent, which is important for transparency. Now, this requires control because we know that we need to set up boundaries, and we talked about this quite a bit extensively, making sure that what we're providing is fair for the office as well as the agents who have listings. So first and foremost, the office leadership has control. They can decide whether they want to enable this feature in their office or not. And then we also took it to a different level. We wanted to make sure that the associates who have listings, that they also have control, that they can determine who on their team, or perhaps do they want all of the agents in the office to have access to be able to market their listings. That's a big decision, and those agents can decide, hey, do I want all of the agents in the office, or do I just want my team, or do I just want agents with certain specializations to be able to market my listings? Their choice. And also when it comes to the individual listing, there's so many different types of listings. It could be luxury, it could be commercial, it could be a specific area that maybe might require some additional knowledge that not all agents have. Well, the agents who have these listings need to be able to determine which listings do they want to make available. Okay, so there's a lot of thought that goes into this. Now, there's non-negotiables here. With co-marketing flyers, we make sure that the listing agent is always featured. First of all, that's required. Okay, two, the co-marketing agent is automatically populated, which is going to save them time from having to go into the flyer individually and add this. It's already done for them. As far as the flyer goes, there's nothing to do other than think about what kind of paper, right? Do I want really nice paper in my printer? That's the only thinking that they need to do. They click on a button, select the flyer, and print it. There's no editing of the pictures or the features of the property. That's already taken care of. And as I mentioned, credit is due. And we make sure, again, and I want to reinforce that the listing agent's information is always prominently on every marketing piece to show transparency. Now, I've talked quite a bit, Derek. I'm going to go ahead and give you controls because I want you to show our audience what are the steps in which they're going to do this. So I'm going to change you as the presenter. All right, Derek, you should see on your end where you can share your screen. Let's go.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So I'm just going to sign into our dev environment here, and the first thing we're going to highlight is really for the franchisee or often even the office administrators to be able to go ahead and enable the feature for the office. It's very, very easy. You're probably going to chuckle once you see how easy it really is. So I'm signed in as a franchisee. Up in the top right, you're just going to hold your cursor over the drop-down menu. You're going to come down to your settings and preferences as normal. And over on the left-hand side, you're now going to have a new button that says Co-Market My Listings. When we open it up, you're going to see your franchise code and your office name, and you're going to go ahead and place a check mark underneath Co-Market Enabled. And that's it. Just one click to actually enable it for the whole entire office. Now, if you have other franchise or multiple franchises, of course, all the codes are going to appear and the name, and you're able to go ahead and check off all the offices that you'd like to enable. But that's essentially it on the actual office management level. I'm going to click back into our main menu here, and I'm just going to show one thing before I set up the other settings there. When we click onto properties, in the past, as a licensed associate, I would only see my own listings. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, I'm able to create my own flyers and my own virtual tours, single property websites, all that good stuff within the Expert Marketing Suite. But now that it's enabled for the office, and I also have to be signed in as a franchisee who's licensed, you're going to see that we have a new Create Flyers button here on the actual home page of the property section of the Resource Center. In the past, many of you may recall that we actually had to click into the property. And then once it opens up for us, over on the right-hand side, of course, we have the tabs within the Expert Marketing Suite, and we have the Flyers option. So that's the way we used to do it, but now it's enabled for everyone for the office. So now I can go ahead and see the little Create Flyers tab right on the Properties page. Now, if I'm a franchisee who's also licensed, I also have to make sure that I want to enable it for my own individual listings. As Annette mentioned, we have control. The listing agent has control over who's going to be able to co-market or generate these co-marketing flyers. So although I've indicated the office is enabled, I scroll down and I can go ahead, and this is my personal sales side now, where I can go ahead and choose or indicate who wants to or who's able to market those properties. By default, it's going to be none for everyone, because although the franchisee has turned it on, I, as an associate, may not want anyone to go ahead and co-market my properties. As Annette mentioned, there could be situations where you have a luxury property, a commercial property, and maybe not everyone in your office is able to go ahead and assist with those particular properties or those listings. So it might be something that you want to actually remain turned off or not enable for everyone. Or maybe you're a team leader and you want to only enable that feature for your team members. For now, for training purposes, we're going to go ahead and say all listings, and it's going to default to all associates for me. Again, I'm going to click back into our home page. I'm just going to switch over to another browser here because I'm going to sign in as Caroline. So Caroline's an agent in Nick's office. And when Caroline clicks into properties now, we'll see here that it's we have Caroline's own listing. So her own listing is going to appear first by default. That her own listings will appear. And then you'll see that we also happen to have Nick's listings across the top that we're able to go ahead and create flyers for. So Caroline's signed into the Resource Center now, and we can go ahead and click directly into her listing and still go ahead and create a property flyer, the virtual tour, single property website, all that good stuff as we have in the past. But now when we click onto properties, she can also go ahead and create a flyer for Nick's listing. So let's go ahead and use this same particular listing we used before. We'll click on to create flyers. This page looks the same. It's just going to go ahead and take a second to go ahead and download or generate our flyer for us. So we're going to go ahead and save it and open it up. And voila, we now have a flyer. So again, it's going to have Caroline's information and contact information. Maybe Caroline's hosting an open house on this particular property, but down the very bottom right-hand corner, it's going to have Nick Leibert's information, because the listing agent is still going to be able to be front and center as well. So of course, Caroline's contact information is here, but again, Nick's able to still get credit for it. So very easy. You can see it's just a couple clicks to enable it. I am going to switch back because there's actually a feature that a lot of administrators might find helpful as well. So as an administrator, depending on your role or your office, maybe you're the one responsible for creating the flyers for everyone within the brokerage. So although I'm signed in, we'll pretend I'm signed in as Nick as the administrator now, I can still click on to create flyers, and I'm able to still go ahead and actually create a flyer for another listing agent. So although myself as the administrator is not necessarily licensed, I can go ahead and add in a listing agent as well. Let me just go ahead and show that feature here quickly.
This is game changer, Derek.
I do think everyone will be very excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll make sure that he's enabled. Perfect. So again, we'll click back onto properties. Take a look at one of Nick's listings here. So when I click on to create flyers, now that I'm signed in as an administrator, I can still go ahead and assign the listing or put another agent's information on the listing flyer, even though I'm not signed in as the agent. As long as Nick has enabled the office and he's indicated that yes, everyone in his office can go ahead and share or co-market his properties, I could go ahead and attach any of the associates. It's going to take a second to generate the PDF flyer. I'll go ahead and save it. And again, it's going to go ahead and attach the agent that I just assigned to the property. So not only is it beneficial for the actual associates, a listing associate, but also office managers or administrators can definitely take or have a responsibility and be able to go ahead and create these flyers for all the agents as well. So Annette, I'm going to go ahead and just close out of here, and I will pass it back to you.
So easy, right? I mean, this is game changer for our agents for sure. And if you blinked, I'm sorry. We will have the recording of this so you can go back and you can review. All right, I'm going to share my screen because let's talk about use cases for these flyers, because that's important. We want to make sure that the agents understand, okay, it seems easy. Now, how am I going to use these flyers? Well, open houses. This is a great way for you to have content, beautiful marketing piece that you didn't spend time creating. We created these for you. We automatically pull in your contact information. It looks fantastic. And of course, you see the listing agent down at the very bottom. Do an open house. Have beautiful paper, have ample copies so that when people come through, they leave with something. And of course, email follow-up. You can use that PDF as an attachment and send it to a client. Communicate with people, especially, you know, we're right now at the beginning of the year, depending on when you watch the recording. This is great content any time of the year. Communicating with your database to let them know that there's activity, that clients are moving, that if they're even considering to be part of perhaps selling their home or moving into a new area, you want to be visible always so that you stay top of mind for sure. Now, for those agents who are brand new to the industry or you've sold your inventory, co-marketing flyers are the way to help you expand your reach as well, give you some content. You can share the co-marketing flyers. You can absolutely support the office inventory. And of course, it sparks conversations. Again, talk with your clients, share with them what you're doing, get excited about that particular listing, tell them some features that are going on in the neighborhood, and let them know. It might not be for them, but you can let them know, who do you know that might be moving into this area? Be excited about those areas. And of course, you want to show that you're active in the market. Now let's talk about next steps. And these are the easiest. As Derek explained, for the leadership in the office, the only thing you need to do is just enable the co-marketing feature that's in settings and preferences. That's it. If you have multiple offices, you can click whichever office you want. It's just that easy. It's always defaulted to not be turned on because we leave the decision to you. Same for the associates. What do you do? Well, it's very easy for you to go in and you can set your co-marketing flyer setting in the setting and preferences section, just the same as your office leadership. And then you can decide with the listings, do you want everyone in your office, some of the agents, or none? It's up to you. And then start sharing. Let the agents in the office know, hey, get into the co-marketing section or go into the expert marketing suite, take a look at the listings and start sharing the content. At EXIT Realty, we believe in advocating for our agents always. And this is just one example of how we are absolutely obsessed when it comes to our associates and their success. Derek, I'm so grateful that you were able to share with our associates how this new feature works.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, happy to be here. I think they're definitely going to appreciate it. Initially, when it was first rolled out, I immediately assumed it was going to impact or be very beneficial for brand new associates who are freshly licensed that didn't necessarily have any listings to advertise, as well as teams. But the more we hear back from the field, even associates who've been in the industry for many years, just being able to have other agents create more exposure on their properties is a huge win for them as well. So it's definitely going to be beneficial and helpful for all levels of real estate throughout the brokerage for sure.
Absolutely. And this is really about who we are at EXIT Realty. We're collaborative. And this is just one of the examples in which our agents can collaborate with each other. They can expand their reach. It's all within our resource center in the Expert Marketing Suite section. So thank you so much, associates. I know you're going to be really excited to use this feature. If you have questions on how to get access to this, or maybe you're not seeing that this is enabled and you want your office to enable it, if you have any kind of questions, for sure go to your franchisee, or you can contact us at franchise support. You can either text support to 85377 and talk to our team. If you have any questions on how to use the co-marketing flyers. For those people that were invited to come and watch this Techinar, to learn about the technology that we're offering at EXIT, two things for you. Number one, go back to the individual who invited you to come and watch this Techinar. I would encourage you to have them share with you more information about EXIT Realty, because this is just one small peek at what we do for our agents. And then second, you can also go to additional resources like realestateindustryleaders.com. You'll get to know us a little bit better there, as well as our social media handle, which is at EXIT Realty Corp, or you can go to joinexitraelty.com, our website. We're just so grateful that you gave us the opportunity to showcase this important new feature. We know everyone's going to leverage this in the new year and beyond. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And as always, let us know what we can do to help you grow, because that's what we're most interested in. Have a great rest of your day, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Thank you, Derek.
Thank you. Bye for now, everyone.